Okay, here we are in PowerPoint 2003, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new presentation here. And I want it to be a blank presentation, so I click on blank here, and instead of having this pre-formatting, I'm just going to click on a blank page here. Now essentially what we have here is a blank drawing board. But let's go over here. Down here is the toolbar for drawing, and these are all the various tools along here. So the first thing we'll go to is going to be auto shapes. Now there are different types of lines that can be drawn. There's straight line, arrows, double arrows, curves, free form, and scribbling. And then there are basic shapes. We have all of these different basic shapes in here. Well, I'm going to go over here and I'll select a triangle. So to create the triangle, all I do is click, and there it is. Click and drag. Now if I wanted this to be proportional, I would select it and then hold the shift key down and then drag it diagonally, and now it's proportional, and I can just move it, I can center it right there. So we also have block arrows. They have different types of arrows, stars and banners, and even callouts. Now here is the separate line tool, and if I use that, I just click and drag, and if I want it to be perfectly straight, I just hold the shift key down, and there it is, it's straight. Here's an arrow, and I can do the same kind of thing with an arrow. I start it there, and where I end, where I release the mouse, is going to be the arrowhead. Here's a rectangle tool. I can make a rectangle, but if I hold the shift key down, now I have a perfect square. And here's an ellipse tool. I can make an ellipse, I can make it any way I want, but if I hold the shift key down, I have a perfect circle. Now as far as text goes, I click on the text box and I click and drag in the drawing area, and then I can type something in there. Click off of it, click on it again, and then drag it over and put it into the triangle. That's all there is to it. There's also word art, where if I selected some text, I could use these effects on there. I'm not going to do that because that's not really necessary for this. We also have insert diagrams, and there's different types of diagrams. There's an org chart, there's a cycle diagram, radial diagram, pyramid diagram, Venn diagram, and even a target diagram. So let's just create a cycle diagram to begin with. Wow, that was fast. There it is. There's the cycle diagram, but it's all cluttered on there right now. And this area right here, this toolbar, you can modify that, but we're not going to do that right now. So I'll close that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a new slide. And again, we want it to be blank. And I'll go back to the first slide and select that cycle diagram and then cut it, and I can paste it onto the second slide, and there it is. So now it's not cluttered anymore. And we can go back to the first slide and continue on here. We can insert clip art, but I'm going to, well, I'll just show you what that's like as far as the various types of clip art. You can select all media files. Let's see, how come they're not showing up? Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Let's close that out. can insert a picture, but I'm not going to do that at this point. We can change the fill color. So if I select this square here, I can go in and I can change it to, say, that color. I can also change the line color. If I select a line, and we'll go in and we'll change that line color. And then I can also change the width of the line. Let's make it 6 points. There it is. It's that simple. Now if I wanted to change the style of the line, let's say I wanted it to be a dashed line. All I have to do is select it there, and there it is, it's dashed. You can also select different types of arrowheads. If I click here and I select an arrowhead, let's make it a big one, and I click on that. Well, it's not that big, but if I go back here and I select 6 point, there it is. Now it's a big arrow. Now you can take this box and it can go over here to the shadow style, and I can actually create a shadow behind the box. You see, there it is. I can also, if I go click on another rectangle over here and I go to 3D style, I can actually make a 3D box. There it is. It's all that very simple. Okay, that's basically an overview of the toolbar, but the second part is I'm going to show you as far as the charting tool goes and how to save these as JPEGs. Okay, thanks for watching.